Time to take a look at what's happening around Wyoming. I'm Wendy Corr, bringing you headlines from the Cowboy State Daily newsroom for Thursday, April 18th. Wyoming Game and Fish Commissioners and Department Director Brian Nesvik listened patiently at their meeting on Wednesday as one person after another spoke passionately about the February 29th incident in Sublette County in which a wolf was tormented and killed, but which so far has resulted in only a $250 fine for the alleged perpetrator, 42-year-old Cody Roberts of Daniel. Cowboy State Daily's Mark Hines reports that although those present spoke in turn and were not unruly, the message the commissioners received was loud and clear.
Some folks pointed out that they think that this is actually a pattern in Wyoming, that maybe this is just the incident that got publicized, but perhaps we need to look at reforming our laws in terms of how we handle predatory animals or how we classify wolves.
The commission took no action on the issue at their meeting, but Nesvik remarked that he will continue discussions with Governor Mark Gordon, members of the Wyoming legislature, and others about any possible next steps to address the incident. Park County's Triangle Cross Ranch, formerly a camp for troubled young people, is the plaintiff in a lawsuit filed by Andrew Lewis of Texas and Andrew Unruh of California, alleging the ranch was a nightmare of forced labor and human trafficking when they stayed there in 2014. However, Cowboy State Daily's Claire McFarland reports that the ranch has countered in court filings denying claims of wrongdoing.
It's a point-by-point answer to the plaintiff's claims of forced labor and child trafficking. And so they, while they admitted things everyone can agree on, like the acreage of the ranch, they denied the claims against them. And it's other things, they're saying, this person didn't profit from the kids' labor. And they're saying, your parents signed a waiver acknowledging that you were going to be doing chores here.
The men claimed they were forced to work in unfathomable conditions while receiving little to no formal education, behavioral treatment, or therapy. More than 2 weeks removed from the sudden and shocking stabbing death of a local 14-year-old middle school student, the tragedy of the loss continues to tear at the emotions of Casper residents, even as it works to heal. Cowboy State Daily's Dale Killingbeck reports that nearly 30 small businesses have come together to raffle off packages of products to further support Bobby Maier's family as they move forward.
About 30 small businesses in Casper are still thinking about the loss of Bobby Maier on a week ago Sunday, and so they have pulled together a raffle for the family, and the organizers told me that she really wants to just show support for the family. She's a mom. She understands, all the things that are involved in this loss, and they want to financially support the family.
The murder of Bobby Maier on April 7th also has brought to light an underlying culture of youth violence that local leaders say can't be kept as an unspoken dark secret any longer. Plugging orphan oil and gas wells in the Cowboy State is a top priority, but the head of the Wyoming Oil and Gas Conservation Commission told energy reporter Pat Mayo that he's worried that a new BLM rule that increases the bond amounts on wells in an effort to make it more difficult to abandon them could force oil and gas developers to leave Wyoming, or worse, America.
The industry has to put up bigger bonds, lots more money to pay for the potential liability where if someone walks away from the well and they're just leave everything behind, because of bankruptcy or because of the economy goes south or whatever. This is going to be bad news for the industry, because it's going to drive many to just leave the state because they have to put up a lot more money for these bonds.
Trade groups in the region are considering litigation to stop the rule from taking effect. And U.S. Senator Sen Barasso officially announced Wednesday that he's running for re-election to a fourth term in office. In a video announcing his re-election, the senator said, quote, "Our state has an important story to tell," end quote. That's according to political reporter Leo Wolfson.
His announcement was not surprising at all. He had already been laying the groundwork for a re-election campaign for quite some time. He raised $4.2 million in 2023 and through the first quarter of 2024. But it really kind of establishes his official campaign moving forward for the primary election, which is coming up in August.
Barasso was first appointed to the Senate in 2007 after former Wyoming Senator Craig Thomas died in office. And that's today's news. Get your free digital subscription to Wyoming's only statewide newspaper by hitting the subscribe button on cowboystatedaily.com. I'm Wendy Corr for Cowboy State Daily.